All right, let's try this again with a more content dog. Don't don't judge my Christmas tree. I realize it's pagan. Try having a wife that isn't into all this stuff you are and tell her she can't have a Christmas tree. Good luck. All right. I'm just going to chill for a second and wait for people to hop on. If people decide to hop on again. All right. I already have a few. Hey guys, welcome in or welcome back. I have a content doggy now who had to use the facilities. Yeah, I'm back. I don't know if you mean back like today I'm live again or back from the 5 minutes ago when I was live and had to let my dog out. Well, Lucas, you got it this time, my friend. I'm here and I'm feeling good. So maybe I'll talk for a little bit. I just finished like an hour live with my Facebook community, my subscriber community. I'd never done just a subscriber live. It was nice. There was only, there were like 40 people. We didn't even talk conspiracy. We just talked like personal stuff. It was kind of refreshing because usually I just like, this is happening. I just get like stream of questions. But with my subscribers who, they don't have as many questions. They just wanted to kind of chat. So I don't go live on a schedule. I just do it when I feel like it. I do it when I need a therapy session, as far as just like, I just feel like I'm extra pent up with people to not talk to in my everyday life. So this is where I go to just kind of like get it out of me and talk. And so I wish I could set a schedule, but I don't. But I always, they're always recorded. You can always watch them back on replay. So I tried. I've tried to be giving at least like an hour or two advance notice, but I definitely am too much of a fly by the seat of my pants, do what I feel like in the moment type of person to like be like, I'm gonna go live every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Because then I get there and if I'm not in the mood, I'm like, crap, I don't want to let people down. Hey, Josh, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I never come on here like even for anything close to like having people throw money at me, but man, it's appreciated. I don't, it's not the reason I come on, but I do appreciate it greatly. Thank you, Josh. And are they both? Can't get this other one. Oh, everything. Marnie is back, my friend. I'm still was thinking about you from the other night. Did you? I commented on one of your videos. I don't know if I never went back to see if you saw that, but I commented on one of your videos and I just wanted to express my gratitude a little more. So thank you so much. That was just like way too kind and generous, my friend. All right, guys, what do we want to get into tonight? Hey, I love and respect you if you love and respect me, because that means you are an open-minded, beautiful soul. Because people who don't love and respect me, or if you love and respect me, you have to have an open-minded, beautiful soul. So right back at you, my friend. David says, you are brave to be talking about some of the stuff you're talking about. You're absolutely right about the fallen angel things, Statue of Liberty, all of it. Yeah, so that was a big topic of conversation. Sorry, I just have a movie on in the background, and here, I'm going to show you guys. It's one of the Indiana Jones movies, and they're just showing all sorts of probably petrified dragon mountain things. So it just caught my attention. I'm not even watching it. It's just on. But yeah, that was a big topic of conversation on my Facebook Live was one, if they ever try to recruit me, two, if I'm fearful. And the first answer to that is yes. They've tried to recruit me. And the second answer is no, I'm not fearful at all. I have no fear in life. Like when you're not afraid to die because you're just a spiritual being and you feel like you're doing the right things and you're like with no arrogance. I feel like I'm trying to do my best to help do God's work. Like I'm not worried about dying because I'm not worried about where I'm going, and I'm not worried about dying because I know I'm a spiritual being. And when they're not fearful of dying, they have nothing to hold over you. So no, I'm not. I don't fear exposing them at all. I don't. Oh, and to the other question, in September I was invited to LA 5 times to go on 5 in-person podcasts. Is that a coincidence, or are they trying to recruit me? I said no to all of them, by the way. No, thank you. Going to the land of the angels, Los Angeles Angels. No, thanks. Sam says, I have a serious question. I heard Charlie Kirk say that God was manifest in flesh, but he's working for the devil. I don't understand how this can be because well, anything you heard Charlie Kirk say, I would not take at face value at all, because that dude from the beginning was just like a character on the main stage. He has been brought up through Masonic roots. He had a role to play. He played it. They killed off his character, not his actual person, and now he's playing a new role. Probably Spencer Cox, the governor of Utah. That is my opinion. And that's what these people do. Like, so think of Charlie Kirk. He was on the world stage on like content creation. He was pretty well known, but it was like, wasn't a lot of mainstream TV until he died. And that was his tryout to now be governor of a state. And that's what they do. They have to work up through their degrees, their Freemason degrees, to earn higher rankings. Josh, I'm not sure if this is the original one or a second one, but thank you. It's just on my screen, so I don't want to not thank you if it was. And I never know what this member. Oh, Lewis became a member. Awesome, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate it. Check out, I have dozens of member-only videos. Check them out. They're mostly more detailed, longer versions. Some of them are standalone videos, but I was getting so censored on so many platforms that I just started putting in the subscriber area or the member area on YouTube, and they weren't getting censored. So I'm like, if I do something where I'm worried it's going to get banned or a strike or censored, I do a dumbed down version and do it for the public, and then I do a more detailed version in my subscriber area. And I think I've only had one video in a member or subscriber area taken down, and it had to do with this guy, good old mustache man. And probably not even because of him, but it was a video of him and Elvis, aka Trump, aka Lucifer. And guys, I have looked at my phone way too much today, so you will have to excuse me if I'm getting close to read things because my eyes are just shot. I need to do some serious sun gazing tomorrow to get them healthy again. So Caitlin, I think I was the first one ever to make a video on the hologram stuff. Like I was the first on the scene to do that because I knew it right away. I did have a Charlie Kirk video taken down, though. I'm wondering if it was that one. So I posted it, and then immediately when I posted it, I put 2 videos together of like hologram videos I had done before, where Oprah was a hologram. So when Oprah falls, if you've ever seen that video, 100% a hologram. I think I proved that because you can see the microphone like bending. Like microphones don't bend, but like light can bend. And then maybe it was like NASA holograms. Anyway, if you scroll down to literally probably around September 10th on my page, there should be, maybe it's only on Facebook. Maybe no, I'm pretty sure I put that here. I'm pretty sure I put it here. But yeah, I think there was definitely some holographic stuff going on with that Charlie Kirk stuff. Charlie Kirk looks like Seth MacFarlane. I think Seth MacFarlane is a character. I think he's someone with the stuff on, with the prosthetics on. If you look at him, he doesn't look like a real person. Daniel Kim, yeah, so I have a theory on parasites that I've never heard anyone else talk about. And not even, well, a lot of people think parasites are demons that, and vice versa. And I guess my theory more has to do with just demons in general, but then parasites. But I try to sun gaze every single day, and every single day I sun sneeze. I sneeze when I look at the sun. And I just started developing this theory because of how I would feel when I sun sneeze. I feel lighter, I feel happier, I feel more myself. And I truly think, and there's stuff in the Bible about yawning expels demons. So if yawning does, and I kind of think that's why yawning might be contagious, because if you're getting rid of a demon, it's got to go somewhere. So then it will maybe go in someone else, and then that other person rejects it and it goes again. But I also think sun sneezing or sneezing in general might do that. But I think demons maybe can't handle the light of the sun, and it like I feel it coming, and then it's like sometimes they fight me. I can feel it fight, and then I sun sneeze, and it's like I literally feel more myself, lighter, happier. So I know that's not quite your question with parasites, but I do think, yeah, I think there's a chance that it could all be linked, parasites to demons, and both of those to mental illness for sure. I think people who have not hear voices even, but like negative self-talk or like addictions, I think a lot of that is demonic stuff for sure. All right, I got to get real close. Oh, Iowa boy, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. No question with it, just a little contribution. Awesome, thank you. Feel free to ask a question too. I just can't guarantee I'll see it because they fly by really fast. What else, guys? What do we want to talk about? I've done a video on Aaron Hernandez. I don't know why my the chat has become very dark. It's hard to see. Let's see. Hold on, guys. I'm having some technical difficulties here. Maybe it's just me. Karen, thank you. I appreciate it. I can't even... The chat's acting goofy on me, guys. I don't know. I've never had it do this. It's like very faded and dark. I want to see if I can get it back for a second. Give me a second. Nope. I don't know what's going on. All right. Well, because of that, I am having a really hard time seeing the chat, so I'm going to have to just kind of freestyle. So you guys can put questions in and talk amongst yourself if you want, but I literally can't see the chat. It's too faded, and my eyes are god awful right now because I kid you not, I woke up this morning, and I don't know for those of you that saw my video on Mick Jagger and Youngblood, woke up at 6:30. Checked my phone after I let my dogs out, and I had a subscriber message from a girl named Holly, and she said, Tyler, I'm dead sure that Youngblood is Mick Jagger. And, you know, like I don't discount anything, and I looked and I saw it right away, and I had been looking at Youngblood. I just recognized his face, but I couldn't place it. And I think part of the reason I couldn't place it is because Mick Jagger is still alive. And for those of you that saw the video, like you can see that current day Mick Jagger looks a whole lot different than like young Mick Jagger. But, you know, the more I went, the more I realized it was true. And if you haven't seen the video, go see it because it ties in Keith Richards and Mick Jagger and freaking Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. It's all intertwined. And I think I do a pretty darn good job of not just speculating on it, but proving it. But anyway, what I'm getting at is from 6:30 till 2 o'clock was me staring at my phone, finding smoking guns, doing research, piecing things together, making a video, doing editing, and like it takes a lot to make videos, but usually it's like over a day or two I'm gathering information. This was like nose deep in the rabbit hole for 7 hours straight, staring at this stupid thing. And I even have a blue light blocking screen on it, but my eyes are just shot. So I'm having a really hard time seeing. I was having a hard time seeing the chat before it went faded, but now it's faded and I can't get it back. So I actually got it a little bit. I see. How can anyone look like Mick Jagger? Well, if you haven't seen the video, as soon as you're off of here, whether it's when I finish or not, it's my today's video. Go watch it and see the exact same markings, the exact same lip, the exact same facial symmetry, the truth in plain sight. It's Mick Jagger. He's Mick Jagger for sure. Robin Williams. Oh, you haven't seen my Robin Williams videos? Those were some of my most fun videos because he was responding. Robin Williams was responding because he is Uncle Pappy. If you're on any platform, look up Uncle Pappy. He is literally like a content creator now. He lives in Florida, and I know this sounds ridiculous. He lives in Florida, like on a pond, and he's always in the pond talking and making videos. And he's 100% Robin Williams. Now, Robin Williams has probably played other people. He's probably on like a little hiatus. They probably get to take a year or two off from these character roles. He's definitely not a good guy, you know, who decided to leave. Like he was literally wearing an all-seeing eye necklace in one of his videos or in all of his videos. And I called him out on it and he stopped wearing it. He responded to my videos saying like, these conspiracy, and he literally did a Robin Williams voice. He's like, these conspiracy videos are ridiculous. I mean, like, I can't do an imitation of Robin Williams, but the funny thing is Robin Williams and I went to the same middle school. He went like 20 years ahead of me, but he was there. I think he was there when my mom was there, maybe. Let's see. Parmesan, yeah. I've had a few people do the Theo Von as Patrick Swayze thing. I'm not sold on that one yet. I've given it a glance. I need to look deeper. But I'm not against it. I'm just not sold on it yet. Because like Theo Von's been around a long time. And that doesn't mean that he couldn't have changed roles, because that's what they do. Like these people that fake death, a lot of times they will make them look like someone else that already existed. So I'll look into it. Excuse me, I'll look into it further. Thank you for the donation contribution, though. It's much appreciated. I still can't get my chat to look. Well, it's a little better now. It was so faded. Why isn't Uncle Pappy Uncle Pappy super hairy? I mean, we've all heard of razors, right? Can trim that hair, or even Robin Williams, that could have been fake hair. Like he could have been wearing like hairy arm sleeves. Could have had laser removal. Trust me, that is Robin Williams. Now there's another guy called like Cheese Tune or something that a lot of people think he is, but that's not. Cheese Tune isn't him. That's just another random dude, unless it's Robin Williams with a prosthetic mask on playing Cheese Tune. Then it could also be him, but Cheese Tune just kind of looks like Robin Williams. He's not actually him. Trust me, go watch those videos if you haven't seen them. What do I think that we are here with to redeem our souls? I think I understand that question, Marnie. part of me thinks we're like personally, I personally feel like I'm here on a mission. I've felt it my whole life. I don't just feel like I'm here for an experience or to even like, I feel like I'm truly on a mission. From the moment I can remember, there was something in me I was supposed to be doing that I wasn't doing. And I don't feel that anymore because I think I'm doing it. So, and I don't know if I can't speak for everyone, but I do think, maybe we're here for a test. Maybe we're here to improve our souls. Maybe this is a tryout. Maybe this is literally a tryout to like be on, like a higher level of the angelic realm. I don't know. Maybe there's so many possibilities. One thing I know is that we are spiritual beings. We have souls. When we die, we don't just stop existing. There's more, and that's why I don't have fear. Can't read these. Is it Hakma? I don't know what that is, but send a gift, maybe a membership gift for people. That's really cool. I've never seen that before. Whatever it is, thank you. I appreciate it. And if it's going to other people too, even better. Thank you. That's awesome. Excuse me. What are my thoughts on Alex Jones? He's just like David Weiss and Sean Hibbler and Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. They're all just Masonic shills giving 85% truth so they can misguide in the 15% way that they really care about misguiding in. Like Alex Jones misguiding on never admitting that the earth is flat, even though he's really good buddies with David Weiss. That was the last straw, actually, that made me fully realize that David Weiss was not a good guy and not doing good work. I mean, he wakes a lot of people up. He does give a lot of truth, but he's an agent. He's a Masonic agent. He's a Jewish Masonic agent, friends with the Rothschilds, and I've got nothing against Jewish people. Just like not all Christians are good or bad, not all Jewish people are good or bad. There's a faction of the J word that are not so good, just like there's plenty of Christians that aren't so good. But Dave's part of the not so good part. David Icke, right with all those people I just talked about. Alex Jones, for people that don't know, literally used to be Bill Hicks. So he had a previous role that I've exposed. You should be able to research that video. Or even if it's not mine, a lot of people have done the Bill Hicks, Alex Jones video. I think some of these, like there's a handful of videos I've done where other people have done. A lot of them I've discovered maybe I think for the first time ever that I haven't seen anyone else do. But for the handful that I've done that other people have done first, like I wasn't the first one to do Jim Morrison as Rush Limbaugh or Jimi Hendrix is Morgan Freeman. Definitely not the first, but I think I was the first to prove those. I was the first to do Bob Marley is Nelson Mandela. I was the first to do a lot. But Queen Elizabeth isn't dead. They didn't put her in a lead box. She's just a vampire like the rest of them. I think Queen Elizabeth played Dolores Cannon too. So Dolores Cannon goes into that same book of false light liars, pretending to give you truth when they're not at all. Is Nancy Pelosi off limits? I don't know what you mean by that. Someone just showed me, I'm not going to think of the girl's name. Never mind. I was going to share something some say Nancy Pelosi is Natalie Wood. I don't know. I haven't looked into that one. No one's off limits, though. Nothing is off limits for me. That's how you know that I am not one of those people that you're asking about. I'm not one of those Alex Jones, even though people will make videos about me because I'm one of the very few people with a sizable following who is giving all truth, not censoring myself, talking about anything and everything, exposing the Masons and the vampires and the Luciferians. That's the thing with these people. Like Alex Jones, like, yeah, he exposes the global elite. No, he's not exposing the real, like, lying people because he's one of them. He just references the global elite, the global elite. Just like they're not calling out individuals, just like David Icke isn't calling out individuals. They're calling out factions of people because they have to give you the truth. They're all vampires. All of them are vampires. Now, is a vampire a fallen angel? Is a vampire a child of a fallen angel? I don't know. Fallen angels are here, and they're vampires too, but silverback gorillas might be fake to sell evolution. I think pandas could be fake. I don't think silverbacks. I think silverbacks are real. I've been too close to a silverback in like zoos and things. I don't mind where your thought process is, but I don't think silverbacks are fake. Definitely not. But like I said, I don't discount anything, so I'll look into that. But I've had too many experiences with them. Is Alex Jones Henry VIII? That's a good question. So guys, like, if you ask me something that I haven't looked into, I won't just know off the top of my head. For me, it's all facial recognition. The coolest one today that I'll share with you, I haven't done a video on today. This was a Facebook subscriber. I didn't figure this one out. I proved it, but I didn't figure it out. Posted a picture of Phil Hartman. Phil Hartman, who supposedly got killed by his wife, Saturday Night Live, Phil Hartman. He posted a picture and he said, I can't help but see Bryan Cranston. And the second I looked at it, I was like, 1,000%, that's Bryan Cranston. Who's Walter White from Breaking Bad? Phil Hartman is Bryan Cranston. Go look them up and you will see it immediately. It's one that is so easy to see once. And I was like a little disappointed I didn't figure this out, but I think part of it is I haven't seen Phil Hartman's face since I've been awake. I've seen Bryan Cranston's all the time, but like I didn't watch Phil Hartman enough to like know. But man, that was a good one. I saw that immediately and I was like, yeah, that's freaking Walter White is Phil Hartman. So that's no video has been done on that, but I'm sure there will be one. Hey, so this is so strange. My text all of a sudden came back and it's all lit up and I can see it again. Santos Bonacci, yeah, same deal. Santos is buddies with Hibbler, who's a liar, who's buddies with Flat Earth Millionaire, who's a liar, who's buddies with David Weiss, who's a liar, who's buddies with Mark Sargent, who's a liar, who's buddies with Rob Skiba, who's alive and still a liar. Anyone who is like, especially if they're a mainstream truther name and they've been out on the scene, especially the flat earth scene for a long time, like Austin Whitsitt, these guys are all Masonic shills. And I've done videos on a lot of them. I did one speculative video on Rob Skiba. There is a guy who claims to be the real JFK Jr., and he wrote a book or something. He looks, like his whole thing is like, I was abducted and blah, 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 blah. I don't believe any of it, but he looks a lot like Rob Skiba. If you look up like the real JFK Jr. book, and I can't think of, it's like Mistaken Identity or something like that. But Rob Skiba is 100% a Mason, guys. If you go to Yandex, and I'm going to tell you guys this because I won't be able to show you, but if you go to the search browser Yandex, and I know it's there because I found it recently, go to this, and this is for anyone wanting to see Freemason Rob Skiba. Go to Yandex because you'll find it there, and just type in Rob Skiba Freemason, and there's a video that comes up, and you will see it immediately. It's like he does the 33s all the time. He does the hand symbol all the time. That dude was a shill from the get-go. And yes, there are Christian shills, like Christian shills. You're allowed to lie about being a Christian. You don't burn in hell instantly. People think you can't lie about professing or proclaiming Jesus. You can lie because these people think they're just playing a part. It's like being on a movie. You can, like if say I was in a movie, or not me, but like these people on TV, they play parts and they act roles. That's what they're doing. That's what these people are. Rob Skiba is playing a part. He's playing a role. So like he's not actually proclaiming Jesus. He's playing a role proclaiming Jesus. Just like Jonathan Rumi, that disgusting, lying, Freemason Jesus pretending to be Chris Cornell guy. Oh yeah, Rob T. I didn't mean to be rude about that. It came out wrong. I didn't mean like when I said it, I was like, oh, that came out rudely. I didn't mean any rudeness by that. My apologies if it came out that way. But yeah, it's on my radar now. I'm going to screenshot it because, boy, if I can expose Alex Jones more, I would love to. Someone asked me the other day, they're like, why haven't you done an Alex Jones video? Is it because you're buddies with him? I'm like, no, I actually have done an Alex Jones video. It was just maybe a year and a half ago. Vexed Luther, yeah, I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you. What all of them did, and like that's Jaron was never a good guy, my friend. He was never a good guy. Witsit was never a good guy. Skiba was never. They were all just planted. And I said this to my Facebook group: is what's the most divisive thing I've ever experienced in my life? Waking up. I had a great group of guy friends for 30 years, literally, probably even longer than that. Like, for probably from the time I was 10 to 40, I had this group of friends, 42 even, so 32 years. And I thought these were lifelong friends. And then when I woke up, out of those 10 friends, two talk to me still. And my family, I never thought I would have distance with. Waking up distanced me from my family. So they want a certain amount of people to wake up because it's another way to divide us. It really is, unfortunately. And there's a lot of people waking up, but the amount of people waking up doesn't compare to the amount of people asleep. So I think it's like a calculated risk. And honestly, I think it's part of the reason why my platforms are allowed to survive, because I think they want a certain amount of people awake for extra division. That's just my opinion. Everything, Marnie, thank you again, my friend. Have you seen that Michael Grimm, I don't know who Michael Grimm is Tommy Lee, who is the famous guitar player that was friends with Morgan Freeman. Oh, yeah, I don't know Michael Grimm, but Tommy Lee was definitely Stevie Ray Vaughan. I've done a video on that. It's funny, I just shared that with someone yesterday. I haven't seen that video in a while, but someone just asked me about Tommy Lee yesterday, so I shared that video. If you look up, I think it should pop up on YouTube, but if you look up Tommy Lee Jones and Stevie Ray Vaughan on YouTube, it should pop up. Here's one of the things I like most about that is, so Stevie Ray Vaughan supposedly died in a helicopter going from either Chicago to Alpine Valley. Alpine Valley is a concert venue I lived really close to in Wisconsin. I lived very close before I moved to Florida to the Illinois-Wisconsin border. I was like half hour from Chicago and a half hour from Milwaukee, but Alpine Valley is like in that area. And that's where Stevie Ray Vaughan supposedly died in a helicopter crash. Fast forward to Tommy Lee Jones's big breakout. Does anyone know what movie was like his big breakout movie? Off the top of your head? Anyone? I'll wait 10 seconds. What was Tommy Lee Jones's first really big movie? I don't see it. Maybe we're on delay. Yeah, Fugitive. There it is. Someone said Batman. No, he was in The Fugitive. So Guess what Tommy Lee Jones does in one of the very first scenes in The Fugitive? He's flying near Chicago in a helicopter. And then, I mean, all the facial markings are there, the symmetry is there. That was just, I don't think I put that in my video, but I realized it yesterday. I was like, oh, he supposedly died in a helicopter near Chicago. In the very first big scene he's in the big movie he's in, is him doing that. And yes, that's funny. In the Tommy Lee Jones video, I show how Tommy Lee Jones is buddies with Morgan Freeman and Stevie Ray Vaughan was buddies with Jimi Hendrix. So yeah, Marnie, you're right on. You'll love that video. If you haven't seen it, you should look it up. All right, this is so weird. My text or my the chat keeps like fading away on me. Johnny Cash, I did a video like a month or two ago. He, no joke, is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones. Proved that one. What's great about that is I proved that, and before I did the video, I decided to put on the Dallas Cowboys. There's a new Dallas Cowboys documentary called like Jerry's Cowboys, and in the very first couple minutes, there is a Johnny Cash song in that documentary called Arkansas Man, I think. So, yeah, Jerry Jones is, and his wife. What's Johnny Cash's wife's name? It's like a famous name. I can't think of it. Anyway, Johnny Cash's wife is Jerry Jones's wife too. No, Chris Pratt, definitely not a good person. So here's one of the things I like most, and I don't mean it rudely, but I have a little post. It looks like the Hollywood sign, and it says, "It's all of them." And it's all of them, my friend. All of the people you see on TV, every single last one of them, you don't get to a prominent role on TV unless you take blood oaths, unless you probably become a vampire, unless you already are a vampire. Chris Pratt is one. I think he used to be a woman. I did a video on Chris Pratt and Thor, Chris Helmsworth, being like around the Super Bowl, they came out and there was like weirdness of them being women. And anyway, Chris Pratt's no bueno. Chris Pratt's no good. All the fake Christians, Mark Wahlberg's no good. Chris Cornell, who is now Jonathan Rumi playing Jesus, is no good. They're all Luciferians. They do the sign of the cross upside down. Their whole mission, I think, is to make sure there are enough Christians that believe them. So when the fake Jesus comes and they're saying this is Jesus, you're deceived. That's my opinion. Shane Gillis. So I haven't done a video, but I literally have a side-by-side in my photos of Shane Gillis and Dimebag Dallas from Pantera. Dimebag Dallas? I think it's Dimebag Dallas. Dimebag something from Pantera. I'm pretty sure it's him. And then when you look into it, Shane Gillis has done like a skit on every Pantera song. So I'm pretty sure Dimebag is Shane Gillis. I just haven't proven that yet, and I also haven't done a video on it. But I'm pretty sure. So, Jesse, sorry to disappoint about my thoughts on Chris Pratt. I mean, he's good in movies. I'm a big fan of the Avenger movies, even though they are propagating the fallen angels. I mean, I root for Thanos in it because Thanos is God in those movies. But, I mean, yeah. You know, I still watch movies, mostly for research these days, but heck, like I showed you, I got Indiana Jones on in the background, and I'm going to have to rewind back to those scenes where they're showing all sorts of cool rock formations. Do I see a Lake Forester in here? What about Mel Gibson? He's no good. Fellow Lake Forester. Oh, that's awesome. I wish I could see your name. Oh, Direwolf? Direwolf, when did you go to Lake Forest High School? That's where I went. Yeah, no, Mel Gibson's no good. He literally, his production company is like a one-eye child. Yeah, guys, the trafficking movies, those are all those guys. Jim Caviezel, Mel Gibson. Like when I'm saying it's all of them, it's all of them. There's not a good person on the TV. And that goes for Hollywood, that goes for newscasters, that goes for government. None of them. They are all part of secret societies. They're all lying, whether they claim Jesus, whether they claim Christian. You know, who's the British guy? Ben Brandt. What's his name? The long British haired dude. He's all like claiming Jesus and to awake. No, all these guys, they're all literal vampires. Almost every single one has played a former role, and they all can like age reduce. They're all signing blood oaths. Death and taxes, two things I avoid. I think of that saying lately because it's, I always thought it was just propaganda so people would pay their taxes. It's like, oh, if you reinforce that death and taxes are the two certain things, one, it programs you to pay your taxes. You're like, yeah, it's a given. But I also think that is, Connor, thank you for the contribution, by the way. I also think that is propaganda for dying. It's part of their, everyone dies. Everyone dies. You can't live past 120, even though the Bible says that. Well, yeah, humans can't live past 120. I don't think these are humans. They're vampires. They're fallen angel bloodline or the fallen angels themselves. And I truly think they've been released to deceive the nations during our little Satan's short season here. That's truly what I think. I'm sorry, you guys are going to have to deal with my up close and personal face because I'm having a hard time seeing. And there goes I must be doing something, or maybe they're just messing with me because my text keeps coming in and out. Oops, I think I deleted a message and not intended to. All right, let's see, what else we got? Yeah, David Icke, I already said look, guys, when I say all of them, I mean all of them. And that goes for a lot of big content creators. Like, I know this is hypocritical of me saying it, but I don't think there's more than 10, maybe 5 real people who are giving real truth who have large followings, especially on YouTube. Like, if you're in the millions on YouTube and you're a truther, you're not a real truther. You're part of the club. Like, I do have 1 million followers on Facebook, but I think I am one of the very few people who has been allowed to grow. And I think part of it is the way I present things. I do it sarcastically, so people can't really tell if I'm serious or joking. I talked to a content moderator for 2 hours at one point that gave me a bunch of tips. Part of me thinks they allow me to go because I'm revealing stuff, and it's revelation of the method for them. But so many content creators, so many podcasters are fake Masonic shills, and all of the people on TV are fake Masonic shills, plus vampires. Yeah, Mr. Beast is so obvious. And I know who he used to be, I just won't think of his name right now. He used to be someone too, for sure. Drew Barrymore looks like Lisa Marie Presley. I've done a video showing that Madonna is Lisa Marie Presley. Madonna is Elvis's and Trump's daughter. And Lisa Marie Presley, I don't think is a real character. I think it's Madonna with some prosthetics on. But that doesn't mean Drew Barrymore can't be a sister or something. I think these fallen angels. So if there's fallen angels here, the few I'm sure are Donald Trump, fallen angel. Who was Elvis? Fallen angel. Jim Carrey, fallen angel. There's one other one I just put into this category. I think Brad Pitt. I think Brad Pitt is. And I don't think Brad Pitt is Brad Pitt anymore. I think it's someone else playing Brad Pitt. And if you look back to old Brad Pitt, he's very elongated here. Kind of like Bradley Cooper, if you saw that video. And now he's very square. And I watched an interview with Austin Butler, the guy who played Elvis. That's Brad Pitt now. No doubt in my mind. So I think I'm putting Brad Pitt in fallen angel category. But I don't think they're all fallen angels. I think some are sons and daughters of fallen angels. Some are maybe normal humans that drank Brome and gold juice. Anything on Ben Stiller, Christopher Walken, on them being the same person or either of them? I do have something on Ben Stiller, and I'm not going to think of who I matched him up with. It's some like punk rock guy who has the same, like, he has like this in the hair. He looks like Ben Stiller from Dodgeball, and I can't think of the guy's name, but I never completed that one. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things I'll start, and then something else comes up and distracts me, and I don't get back to it. Like, you should see my phone. Like, if you scrolled through my phone of just all the faces, and it's wild. Like, I hardly have any personal things on anymore. It's all just like content. I just need to keep deleting stuff too. I need to watch the movie Begonia. All right, I'll add it. I'll add it to the list. What about the freak that is Stephen Merchant? I don't know who that is. I probably should, but all right. Yeah, they always have the. I mean, even the electric company has the Lucifer torch lightning things. Yeah, it's everywhere. Track and field has that symbol a lot. Chester Bennington and John Podesta. So that's a great comment because this is why. Because I 100% believed at one point that Chester Bennington was John Podesta's son. Now I'm wondering if they're just the same person. Now that I know about vampires and Brome and all that. Now I'm really just wondering if they're the same person because they look so much alike. My bet would be they're the same person, and yeah, I bet that John Podesta just did his age reducing. But I don't know the timeline of that. I don't know, like, I don't know. I don't know. What I do know for sure is Chester Bennington is Tom Holland. I know that without a shadow of a doubt. I've done a couple videos on that. So Chester Bennington is Spider-Man now. How funny is that? All right, guys. I'm gonna give like maybe, I don't know, 5 more minutes. My eyes are just, I can even see my eyes look like hammered shit from looking at this phone for so long. If you don't have a blue light cover on your phone, you need one. If you don't sun gaze, you need to. If you don't ground, you need to. If you don't fast, you need to. Let me just put if you don't lift weights, you need to. If you don't eat whole foods primarily, you need to. Just want to give you my 2 cents for a minute. If you don't fast and pray, you need to. I haven't eaten today. I'm fasting today. And probably not more than like a 40-hour one, but maybe we'll see. I feel really good. I always feel good when I feel better when I fast. Yeah, Jim Carrey played Joe Biden, 1,000%. That was, so the very first two character videos I ever did was I figured out I was like the guy on the scene. This is like when I first woke up, I was like the guy exposing that Jim Carrey was playing Joe Biden. I've done probably 15 videos of that. And that I'm dead sure on. I mean, just literally go find my videos. There's synchronized walks. There's one synchronized walk of Joe Biden getting off a helicopter and then walking to Air Force One and then going up the stairs and then turning around and bowing. And I matched every single movement he does to a Jim Carrey movie, from falling up the stairs to grabbing the handrail to sticking his hand out. It's all just predictive programming, truth in plain sight. So yeah, if you haven't seen my videos on that, that's a good rabbit hole, my friend. So that was my first character figure out, my very first one. And then right after that, since my mind was awake to people playing other people, I then saw a picture of just a meme saying Benicio del Toro is spicy Brad Pitt. And I was like, no, they don't look alike. That's him. And then that's one of my favorite videos because I like the exact same mannerisms, and freaking Angelina Jolie gives Benicio del Toro the Oscar when Brad Pitt was married to her. Like those are the good old days. Just that was when I was all Flat Earth and Jim Carrey and Brad Pitt. And then I figured out all the other crazy people playing other people and fake deaths and all that. Marty, what the heck? Just so kind, my friend. So kind. I'm gonna have to send you my email or something. Or maybe I did give you my email. I haven't checked my email. Hopefully you didn't email me and it's just sitting there and I didn't see it. I totally forgot I gave you my email. It just dawned on me. So if you wrote me and I haven't responded, it's not from lack of care. I haven't checked my email in a few days because it gets as crazy as my DM inbox. But thank you, Marty. I so greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, a couple more minutes. Let's see. Anything else, guys? So let's do it this way. This is how I ended my Facebook subscription chat. I have not been to the UK. I have not. I've been to Canada. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to Aruba. Other than that, I've been like a states bound guy. But let's end with this. No more conspiracy. Someone's got to be dying to ask me a personal question. I am an open book. It's part of the reason I do my content with my wife. And if you guys don't know, my wife and I have a page it's on YouTube and Facebook. It's on all the platforms. We just do like fun, silly stuff. Sometimes like joke about conspiracies, but it's not like research. It's like couple stuff. Go check us out if you're curious. It's called Tyler and Liza, maybe Tyza, maybe the rock, paper, scissors couple. Anyway, but part of the reason I do that is like, I want people to know that I'm just the real deal. I'm just like a teacher that woke up, quit his teaching job because he couldn't handle being part of the indoctrination centers anymore, and then had a burning passion to just help people mostly find fearlessness through finding God, because I didn't believe in God for 42 years of my life. I was born into a Christian family and then thought all that was nonsense once I learned about the globe and heliocentrism and evolution and all the nonsense. So someone ask me a personal question, because I'm just a real dude who cares, and I've got nothing to hide from anybody. I'm as open, as honest as they get. So I'd love a personal question. So this is kind of a personal thing, but now, Brianna, you know what? I've thought about it again recently. I have thought about doing a meetup thing. I think if I do it, I might just do like subscribers, members, and not like just people that if I just open it up to the general public, I don't know who's going to show up. And when a bunch of Masons befriended me when I first woke up, I'm not fearful of anything, but I just don't want the wrong people showing up to those things, but it would be nice. It really would. And I've got such a reach of people. There are so many open-minded, awake people in Florida that follow me that it's something I'll ponder. It's something I'll consider, because I'm not fearful, but I just know there were Masons trying to get me to go to meetups in Florida. And I'm like, why were they trying? Like, there was a dude on the other side of Florida who I named Keith. He's kind of a known flat earther. Full on Mason who I don't trust, kept trying to get me to go to meetups. I'm like, what were they? Why'd they want me there? What's the deal with that? So So I don't know. I'll consider. What else? Any other personal stuff, guys? Favorite benchmark WOD? I love that question. Tommy, that's a great question. I'll tell you the one I used to, I haven't done it in a couple of years, but the one I used to do over and over and over again because it just kicked my butt and I liked a lot of the movements was the sevens workout. That one would just kill me. It was like 7 rounds of 7 deadlifts and 7 thrusters and 7 pull-ups and 7 toes to bar and 7 other things, or 7 total, but I would do that one a lot. And I don't know if you'd call that a benchmark WOD. Maybe you're talking more of the girls. Girl workout. I'm a big fan of the Chief too. It's like power cleans and push-ups and what's the third movement? Maybe air squats. Maybe air squats. Yeah. I'm a big handstand. I love handstand walking. It's my favorite thing. I just did them today when I worked out. So anything with handstand walks too, I love. Fartree, thank you, my friend. Much appreciated. So much appreciated. How long have you left? Oh, how long do we have left in Satan's little season? Thank you, Mary. That's a great question. I wish I had a better answer for you. But 2030 seems to be a big number in their playbook. I don't know if it's because it's the end. I don't know if it's because it's when they want to start like one world government and one world religion. I don't know. I wish I had a better answer for you. But some people theorize it's like 250 years, and if it started in 1776, well, we're like right in that time frame. Let's see. What's a good movie I watched recently? I I haven't watched. I don't think I've watched any new ones. I did just throw on I just watched all of the Christian Bale Batmans again because I just was going down that research rabbit hole with him being Egon from Ghostbusters, Harold Ramis, and I just wanted to see what else I could pick up from that. And, I saw that Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays another role in there with prosthetics on. So it was a good little rabbit hole. Plus, I love those movies. As much as now I know Christian Bale is a vampire, American Psycho. I literally just watched American Psycho too. Yeah, because I was like going down the Christian Bale rabbit hole. That dude is a vampire. I think he's got to be a fallen angel too. And I think he is known for transforming his body to different roles. I think there's more to that than him just like calorie consuming or reducing for sure. Yeah, that's a good. I don't know, Dan. I don't know if you saw my video on 6-7. That's a fair thought as well. I thought it was predictive programming, maybe a June 7th thing. I don't know if you saw my video, but Trump's birthday is June 14th, and on June 14th they're doing like a UFC fight at the White House. And I thought maybe on June 7th, there will be something that happens to Trump, and then like people will think he's dead. And then maybe like a week later, he'll come back. I don't know that it's all speculation. I can't prove it, but I think 6-7 is probably some sort of predictive programming, or it could be what you're talking about too. I have not seen The Emperor of the North Pole. Sounds interesting though, for sure. Well, if I could ever get my hands on a 1641 Bible, I would like that. I think the Ethiopian Bible is great because it has the Apocrypha in it. Currently, what's sitting on my bedside table is just a King James version because when I first woke up, that was like what I heard people saying. And it's the only one I've had. I've had a lot of I've seen a lot of things from the other ones, but It's the only thing I have. I need to get a 1641 version. I've heard they're available on eBay. Let's see. What else? Yeah, I've done some videos on meltology. I've speculated that it could be dragons, because dragons 100% could breathe fire. That's not just myth. I think I proved that they could do that. It's been a while since I posted that video, so there's a beetle called the bombardier beetle that has two little sacs of fluid in it. And as its defense mechanism, it can spray those two sacs, but when those sacs come together, it literally like combusts to an acid and can burn. So if a beetle can do that, there's no way to think that dragons couldn't have had like fluid sacs, and when it wanted to, it could push those out, and then potassium, what is it? Potassium and, oh, I forgot the other chemical. It's potassium and one other chemical can, when mixed, combust to make fire. So if a dragon could just have two different types of fluid sacs coming out, it could literally make fire. So I don't think dragons breathing fire is fictional whatsoever. And meltology could be dragons, or to me, what I think it probably was the day of the Lord. And, I believe that happened already. I think the millennial kingdom already happened. So I think that could be meltology. I think one of those two options is probably equally as likely as anything else. Yeah, I think the Florida shopping mall was scripted. It's funny. I was there when that happened. Not at the mall, but I was in Miami when that happened. All right. Any last personal questions? Anything else? Did you see me on Bayshore? I don't think. I can't think where's Bayshore? Bayshore. I mean, I live pretty close to Sarasota. We venture out and check places out. Yeah, dragons for sure, Nephilim for sure, not dinosaurs. Although I do think maybe there was I think they took the Brontosaurus and stole that from, like, I think there was a creature that looked like Nessie, like the Loch Ness monster. There's a painting, I can't think of the name of it, but there's a painting like from the 14 or 1500s of like soldiers riding on something that looks just like Nessie and a miniature Brontosaurus. So while I don't believe in dinosaurs, I do think there is something potentially that looks like Nessie. It's not around anymore, aka a Brontosaurus, but definitely probably not as big as what they claim. Although there were animals, dragons hundreds of miles. Dragons used to be all sorts of sizes, like small, I think large, and then huge, hundreds of miles long. If you haven't seen, one of my favorite videos I've done is I start it with, so I found a dragon. And I think if you just type in, so I found a dragon into a search bar, if you haven't seen that video, it's a dragon that's like 180 miles long that stretches across Wyoming, Colorado. And I think it's pretty hard to deny it's a dragon because I found its head, I found its scales, its wings. It's pretty cool. All right. One last thing. Let's see. I just read the witchcraft question. I think it's Lexi Levy. My eyes are so bad. No, you know what? Like, I was pretty spiritually asleep for my whole life. I really was. I bought into science. Now, I wasn't naive. I figured out that 9/11 was not what they said 20 years ago, like very shortly after it happened. I didn't trust the government, but I just was focused on other things, coaching, my own athletic prowess, teaching, personal relationships. So I wasn't naive, but I was definitely spiritually blind. So like even looking back, like I can't think of things that, I lived probably a half hour from the border of Wisconsin. I can't think of anything in my area or Wisconsin that would Masonic, yes, but not like witchcraft, not witchcraft. And I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I just can't think back to anything. No far tree. Thank you. Seriously. Thank you. I keep saying last thing, but I keep hanging around. Yeah, someone on my Facebook subscriber liked my shirt too. So it's a barbell, kind of like this. People, I always like to make sure I tell people because people have called me out saying, "What's your cross?" People think it's a Knights Templar cross. No, it's a barbell because I'm the fittest flat earther and my wife got it for me and I love God and Jesus and I love barbells and fitness. But yeah, this is like unity, all the different skin tones coming together, lifting a bar. I think this is a Rogue Fitness shirt. So if you're interested, roguefitness.com, I think is where I got it from. Pretty sure, like 90% sure. The show needs to be longer for the fans. um, all right, perfect. I saw another personal question on here. Well, so, like I'm just a guy's guy. So I don't think I'm going to impress anyone with my all time favorite movie. But I'll give you a few. Braveheart was my all time favorite for a long time. I was a big fan of Braveheart. It's the only movie I think I've ever cried at when he screams out freedom at the end when he's getting his just destroyed, just like chills and goosebumps and to get an emotional response from a movie when I'm like, not a dude that would cry in a movie stuck with me. I was a big fan. I think maybe my favorite movie of all time is Point Break, which is funny because if you've ever seen it, I've done Gary Busey videos. Gary Busey has seen my videos on a podcast and talked about them. And I've also done Keanu Reeves videos, Jim Carrey playing Keanu Reeves. So it's kind of funny. So many things, when I look back, are like triggers that I was meant to remember for my awakening. So just some of my favorite movies that turned out to be funny that I'm exposing these people. Like, I was a huge Jim Carrey fan and then I'm just sitting there exposing all of them and I have all the photographic memory of his movies. And then something that has always kind of caught me, tickled me kind of funny is I have one song in my entire life that when I hear it brings me right back to a certain time and a place. Like other songs will give me memories or nostalgia, but I have one song and it's always been this one song that always brings me back to a certain time and place when I was in high school, like in between football two-a-day practices. I can just remember the smell and the time and the place, and it's Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. And I first thought that was crazy during the eclipse. During the April 8th eclipse, I made the connection that Soundgarden, that song is all about the eclipse. And then around that time, they were talking about Demon Face Syndrome. And then the cover of Black Hole Sun is Demon Face Syndrome. And I'm doing all this exposing of that song. And I'm like, what? It's so crazy. I'm the one exposing this. I was the one doing it. I didn't see anyone else doing it. And I just thought, I was like, it's so strange that song has been imprinted on my mind. And I was thinking it then. I I was thinking it then when I was exposing it for the relation to the eclipse. Fast forward a year, and I'm the freaking guy that also exposes Chris Cornell, the lead singer of Soundgarden. It's the first one to ever say he's Jonathan Rumi. And I had help with that one from my friend Chrissy, the funniest flat earther. But it's just wild that, like, of all the songs in the world to stick with me, almost like I had deja vu every time, it was that song. And then I expose it on multiple different levels. It was just, it's like, I read a book once and it talks about like this guy that he could hypnotize people, but like, and like some people hypnotize people and you can do past life regressions, but he would hypnotize people and he could get them to remember the time between lives. And like, it could be hocus pocus, but it seemed very realistic. And he would put them in like I think a theta state of mind wave, and they could remember like being a soul. And part of the thing in remembering a soul is you would see your life. You would plan your life out a little bit. And they would say that's what deja vu was, is like you choose your life path, you choose what you want to experience as a soul to like learn from. And that resonated with me so much because I have so many things that like will click with me and I'm like, well, that was just meant. And I remember that. And like that, like I've seen that before. And like, it really makes sense. That's what deja vu is like you seeing a life plan as a soul. And then like people who experience near death experiences, they say very similar things, like that you were put in front of like a screen that basically shows you a life review. So it's all wild stuff. But I truly think that I was meant to remember that Black Hole Sun song for exposure reasons, which is just wild to think about. All right. I said I was going to get off 10 minutes ago. Now I'm really going to get off because my eyes are just dying and I need some rest. But anyway, guys, I appreciate all the contributions. I appreciate all the questions. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I appreciate the appreciation. I appreciate just all the love and support I get. It's awesome. I truly, really appreciate it. Be a member here. It's awesome. I have extra loads of content, but really I encourage people to go subscribe on Facebook, because not even because of me, like I have all the same videos there for the subscribers as the members here, like the extra content. But the Facebook is about the community. There's an amazing community of people that if you're ever feeling alone and you don't have people to talk to, there's always someone there to talk about. If you feel like you want to post stuff, but you don't want to do it for the public because it's just like you don't want people to see, you can post stuff in the subscriber area, and it's just open-minded subscribers that respond. So I'm Tyler Hansen, Fittest Flat Earther on Facebook. And if you think of going to check it out, like no pressure at all, but there's a few imposters over there. Make sure you find the one that is me with 1 million followers, because there's a couple others that have like 100,000 followers as my imposter. It's wild. So go check me out over there if you're interested in subscribing. If not, no worries. I appreciate you guys. Much love. Have an awesome weekend and a great night. Take care and hopefully see you soon. Bye-bye.